welcome to a new episode of the Football Plus F1 show. As today we're going to talk about yesterday's Premier League and games from other European leagues as well, and we're also going to review the Formula 1 Qatar Grand Prix. Let's start with the football and the Premier League, of course. Let's start with Crystal Palace against Manchester United. Manchester United win 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Great comeback from Manchester United. Crystal Palace were leading in the first half, 1-0. Thanks to a goal from Mateta. And United, I thought they were quite not that great in the first half, but in the second half, whatever Ruben Amorim said to the players at halftime, it clearly worked in the second half because United looked much better in the second half. Xerxes with the first goal. It's strange to see him score because he hasn't scored in a long time. And then the second goal from Mason Mount, scoring the winning goal for Man United. I think he's a player that Ruben Amorim likes as well because, whenever when he plays him, and you can clearly see. I think when Ruben Amorim was first introduced as the Manchester United manager, you feel there was a bit of let's say connection between him and Mason Mount. So yeah, but United win 2-1. Great comeback for Man United. A very important win, especially after losing to Everton in the last game. So a very important win, good comeback, and against a good Crystal Palace side. So well done to Manchester United. Next game, West Ham against Liverpool. Liverpool finally win a football match. Yay! It's time to party. As Alexander Isak also scores his first goal in the Premier League for Liverpool. West Ham went down to 10 minutes, 84th minute, and then it was after that was game over. 92nd minute goal from Gakpo. Yes, West Ham, I understand they're not a good team, and then they don't have the quality players they have, and they relegation at best, let's say, or a team that could be fighting for relegation this season. As they've been a team that is fighting for relegation this season with the way they've been performing. But at the same time, I think this is an important win for Liverpool, for the boost of the confidence, for the morale of the team, for going forward. It's important that they stop this trot of losing so many games. So it's a boost of confidence to Liverpool. Will that mean they're going to win more games in upcoming games? No, absolutely not, because this is against West Ham. Not Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal, but it's an important win for the morale of the team, for the confidence of the team. So yeah, and Alexander Isak also important as well for him as he scores his first goal in the Premier League for Liverpool. So yeah, Arne Slot benched Mo Salah as well. He didn't even bring him in, and understandably so. The way that Mo Salah has been performing, the way Mohamed Salah has been performing badly, and he's not been performing good. So it's understandable why he was off the bench, and Arne Slot didn't even bring him on. Aston Villa beat Wolves 1-0 thanks to a goal from Boubacar Kamara. Nottingham Forest lose 2-0 at home to Brentford thanks to goals from De Keber and Dismas. And finally, Chelsea against Arsenal, and in a 1-1 draw between Chelsea and Arsenal, goals from Chalobah and Mikel Merino. Before the red card, first of all, it was kind of a 50-50 game in my opinion. There was not much between those two teams. But as soon as Caicedo got the red card, you have to say Chelsea, they've learned from their mistakes in the past and they adapted. And you have to say Maresca adapted from his mistakes in the past. Like, for example, against Manchester United when they were down to 10 men very early on. And then panic stations, 3 substitutions. And then it cost Chelsea the game and they lost the game. Whereas, you could say the red card was a bit... was later in this game, was in the 38th minute when Sanchez's red card against Manchester United was very, very early, something like 6 minutes or something like that. But still, you have to give credit to Maresca for adapting, for learning from his mistakes. Chelsea didn't capitulate, they didn't panic. They still kept in good shape. They were in good, they still had a good. They still played quite well. They still gave a good fight. They didn't change much. Defensively, they were still good. Going forward, they can still able to cause problems, and they still had that good shape in the team. So well done to Mariska for that, and also well done to Chelsea. And they got the first goal, the lead from Chalobah at the start of the second half. But then 11 minutes later, Mikel Merino scored again. I mean, the guy, I think he's like had like 20 plus or 30 plus goal contributions this year in 2025. I mean, you know, as soon as Arteta started playing him as a striker against Leicester last year, he's looked like a striker. After that, so maybe Arteta was right. Maybe Arteta was right. He saw something that Mikel Merino thought like, okay, you could score goals, you know. But yeah. But yeah, like you have to give credit to Chelsea because they still put a good fight. They still never gave up despite being down to 10 men, and they still had a very, very good performance. And I thought Reece James was absolutely phenomenal. By the way, Casado red card was deserved, but Reece James was absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic performance from him, and for them, for Chelsea, for even a team that was down to 10 men to play against the best team in the league, in the Premier League right now, to still put up a good fight like that and not lose, yeah, they deserve Chelsea deserve a lot of credit for that. So well done to Mariska for that thing, for learning from his mistakes, which shows that coaches, even good coaches, young coaches, upcoming like Mariska, etc., they can still adapt, they can still learn from the past mistakes and rectify that in the future. And Mariska, he's shown that he can do it, especially in this game. So well done to Mariska and well done to Chelsea. They put a good fight and they put a good game, good performance, despite being down to 10 men. Whereas Arsenal, I felt like this was a missed opportunity for them, in my opinion. When you're playing against a team who are down to 10 men, then there should be like urgency. There should be like driving forward, aggression, like constant pressure on Chelsea to attack, as some certain fans used to say, attack, Arsenal. Create chances, dominate. Pressure Chelsea, harass Chelsea. When I say harass Chelsea, I don't mean like personally. I mean like in terms of pressing. Create chances, chance after chance after chance, pressuring, constantly pressuring, not giving Chelsea any break or whatever, or any chance to breathe even. But instead, like, I felt like Arsenal took it too easy, in my opinion. I don't think they created that many big chances. Okay, yeah, they had a few chances, and especially one of them with Romero scoring. But I don't think they were. I don't think they created. Yes, they have more possession, but I don't think they created that many chances. I don't think they were so effective in terms of creating chances. So yeah, this is the mistake that I think Atletico's players did. Is that when Chelsea down to 10 men, they probably thought, yeah, that's it. Game is done and dusted. We won the match. It's over. We should win the game easy. No, it doesn't work like that. Teams will adapt. Teams will learn from the mistakes. Teams will still find ways. Chelsea are a very good team. They're not a piece of paper. So I think Arsenal. You can clearly see Arsenal underestimated Chelsea after Chelsea went down to 10 men. You can clearly see they thought like, yeah, that's it. The game is in our hands. The game is in our bag. We should win the game easy. And when you get complacent, this is what happens. So I think Arsenal. I don't think they deserve a huge amount of criticism, because a draw is not at the end of the world, especially at Stamford Bridge. But considering Chelsea with that one down to 10 men, it's a clearly missed opportunity from Arsenal's side to extend their lead in the Premier League table. So yeah, so something to look at and something to learn. Something maybe that they could get. Arteta and his players would look at and say, yeah, we could have done better there. So yeah, I've heard Arsenal fans blaming the referee. I mean, what do you want? You were down to 10 men. I don't know. What do you want? I mean, it's not the referee's fault that you had an extra man for the whole of second half, and you still didn't capitalize it and win the game. It's not the referee's fault. But anyway, but yeah, like, they have to give credit for Chelsea because they still showed a good fight, and it shows how much this Chelsea team and Mariska have matured. That even being down to 10 men, they don't capitulate. They don't throw toys out of the pram. They still stick in there. They still show good spirit, good fight. So you have to give a lot of credit needs to be given to Chelsea and to Mariska for that. So Yeah, and it shows that the Chelsea squad is like constantly growing and growing and growing, and for sure in the future, if this Chelsea team continue the trajectory that they are in, and especially the young squad they have, they will have a very good chance of winning a Premier League title in the next 3 or 4 years. That's for sure. Um, so yes, obviously there's some games that they could do better. Sometimes there's been inconsistency that I mentioned before, where they're due to Karabakh, for example. But at the same time, you have to give credit. You know, when they play against the big teams, they're not scared. They're not cowards. They showed that against PSG in the Club World Cup final. They showed that against Arsenal in this game, even without being down to 10 minutes. They showed that against Barcelona. So, you know, they can fight against the big teams. It's just that consistency that they need to fix at that time, especially against the small teams, when against the teams they should win, I should say, where they sometimes don't capitalize on it. So, yeah, but well done to Chelsea for this performance. Arsenal, again, like it's a missed opportunity, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. It's still 5 points clear of Man City, 6 points clear of Chelsea. I still think that the title race is between Arsenal and Man City. I think if Chelsea would have gone on and win this game, I think maybe yeah. Considering though, even if they without 10 men, they were winning this game. They were even winning this game without being 10 men down, being 1 man down. So yeah, but I still think the title race will be between Man City and Arsenal. So I still think in a Arsenal in a good position to win the league right now with the way they've been playing this season compared to City. But again, this is a marathon. This is not sprint. So long way to go. La Liga, Real Madrid against Girona. Real Madrid once again dropped. Something strange happened to the camera. I don't know. I don't understand what it is, but Girona drew 1-1 with Real Madrid. Once again, Real Madrid dropped points again. Girona won a up goal from Onai, and then Real Madrid equalised in the 67th minute, a penalty from Mbappe. And Real Madrid had like chance after chance after chance, but like they were not. Again, they can't convert it. They couldn't get the second goal. They had enough time to get the second goal. There was like 20 plus 25 minutes or something like that. So yeah, another dropped points for Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid. They're now below Barcelona, but Atletico Madrid is getting closer. Even Villarreal is getting closer as they won yesterday against Real Sociedad. And that's 3 consecutive draws for Real Madrid in La Liga. So pressure is piling on Xabi Alonso and his players. So especially with the comments in the last couple of days or last couple of weeks, I should say, about his future, etc. It's the last thing you need is to keep dropping points and not winning games. So yeah. Let's move on to Serie A. Napoli beat one of the rivals who was top of the Serie A coming to this weekend. Napoli. They beat Roma 1-0 thanks to a goal from David Neres. A very good win for Napoli, a very important win. And since the international break, it seems like they've slightly but surely got their mojo back. Because before the international break, they were losing some games. Inter Milan beat Pisa 2-0. As for the table in the Serie A, Massimiliano's Allegri are top of the Serie A, same points as Napoli. However, the Napoli are Milan are above Napoli because of one more goal difference better than Napoli. So, but yeah, Milan are above first, Napoli second. Inter not far behind, 1 point behind Milan. Inter third, Roma also 1 point behind, fourth position. So the gap is 1 point between the top 4 teams. So. Yeah, I think this should be the top 4 for the rest of the season. Those 4 teams should qualify for the Champions League next season. I don't see Juventus challenging for the top 4. I don't see Lazio. Maybe Juventus, but I don't think they will get it. I think Roma, Inter, Napoli, and AC Milan are in much better shape this season. So, but Como, by the way, they've had a very good season. They've only lost 1 game and the 6th. So, Cesc Fabregas is doing a phenomenal job there. That's for sure. Now let's move on to Formula 1.